All right, Reverend Ricky Williams, man, you got so much history here, man, and we talk about radio, and the last thing that we want to do, Ricky, is the birth of KTSU. When was KTSU born? In 1971. This is going on the 50th year, and you remembered when the station first got its FCC license. For some of you people who want to know what FCC license, that is the license to broadcast over the airways. Now, was you working at 1971, Ricky? I know I was still at KYOK, and I remember Dr. Coleman, and I'll let you hold this mic here because
all right.
You got the most history because I got out of radio and started running my grocery store.
Okay.
Now, when the people who helped put KTSU and helped get them their license to broadcast, who all was the stakeholders during that time, Ricky?
Well, I believe, and I don't know if I'm 100% sure, but I know I remember Dickie Rosenfeld from KIOT.
Okay, let's stop there. Let me explain who each one of these people is. For some of you people about Dickie Rosenfeld, he was the general manager for KILT for years, and KILT was owned by Mac Linden, the same people who used to own the Mac Linden Triple Drive-In over there in Harlem Clark.
Right.
Well, Mac Linden also owned KILT, and he also owned another station called KILF. And that was in Dallas. And both of those stations was #1 in their market for over a decade.
Okay.
Now, who else put it there?
You had Mike Patrizio.
Now, Mike Patrizio was the general manager for KCOH. And when Mr. Meekum hired Mike Patrizio, and Mr. Meekum is the owner who bought the first black radio station here in Houston, was KCOH. And Mr. Meekum hired Mike Patrizio as his bookkeeper.
Right.
And when Mr. Meekum passed away, Robert Meekum passed away, then Mike Patrizio got to be the general manager.
Okay.
Now, who else was there?
It was Bernard Walker.
And Bernard Walker was the first black general manager at a 24-hour radio station.
Right.
And that was KYOK. And Mr. Dick Oppenheimer hired Mr. Bernard Walker.
Right.
Okay, now who else?
And that was another guy. He just passed away. I can't think of his name right now. He was the last one that was in that group of men that helped get KTSU started.
Well, how about Dr. Coleman? Did he play a part in that?
He played a small part in it. Yes, he did. He played a small part in it.
Because, see, all of these people, we was begging to be having the first black-owned radio station.
Right.
Even though it is part of the school, but it's still part of the community.
Right.
And when you think of TSU, you can't help to think about Mr. McHanna.
Right. Standard Savings and Loans Association.
Right. And Mr. McHanna's gonna always do whatever he can do to help Texas Southern. So we know he had a stakeholder in that radio station. And all of those people helped get the license to broadcast as a public radio station. Because if I'm not mistaken, there was no public radio station here in Houston that I knew. I knew a public television station, which was Channel 8. But black public radio station, I never knew one.
Well, it wasn't one.
Until KTSU got their license in 1971. Okay.
I want to say, no, that was 73, because I had just finished up over at Elkins Institute.
Okay, now, they saying they're celebrating 50 years.
Yeah. Or was that it might have been 71.
Right, they say it's celebrating 50 years.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, I thought it was 73 too, but the way they looking at it at 71, it probably took the FCC that much time to verify everything.
Probably did.
Before they went on the air. But to my knowledge, I was like you when they said 71. I said, whoa, man, I thought they came in 73. I was working at KYOK when they came on the air.
Yeah.
Because Charles Porter went over there to be the station manager.
And he was the news director at KYOK, and Bernard Walker and them sent him to KTSU.
And the good part about some of you people who don't know Mr. Charles Porter, he was the first black reporter on KTRK, Channel 13, and he was the first black reporter on any television station was Charles Porter.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first black to sit behind the news desk. Was Charles Porter.
That's right.
So Charles had a lot of credentials before he got to go over there to be the station manager for KTSU. So you would say Charles Porter was the first general manager for KTSU. Would you say that?
Yeah. He was one of the first.
Yeah, he was one of the first.
Well, they had another guy named Emmett Doe.
Okay.
Then they had Ed Shannon.
Right.
And then after Ed, I think Charles came after that.
Okay, so Ed Shannon was the general manager.
Yes.
Now Ed Shannon used to be our news director with KYK, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Ed Shannon the one who hired Michael Harris to do the news.
Right.
Over at KYK, and that's he the one that helped jumpstart Michael's career. Would Michael say somebody else, but I always referred to him as being with Ed Shannon.
Right.
You know, and we see this here, and then where did they go from there, Ricky? You know, trying to raise funds to keep the station open for these last 30, 50 years, man.
Well, they went to the fundraisers, you know, and that's how we generate revenue for the radio station, you know, through the fundraiser that we have twice a year.
Okay.
The spring and the fall. And then we're having a big old celebration tomorrow at Miller Outdoor Theater with the Ernest Walker Band, Mary Griffin.
Who is the Ernest Walker Band?
Ernest Walker Band. Ernest is the general manager of the radio station, plus he has a band.
Wow.
Yes, a great band.
Oh,
great
okay.
band, yeah.
And what would they be at the Miller Theater?
The Miller Outdoor Theater. You need to go to the KTSU website to get a ticket. It starts at 8:30. I think it's
in the evening.
Yeah, from 8:30, I want to say to about 10:30, 11 o'clock that night.
Right, and that's going to be at the Miller Theater.
The Miller Outdoor Theater up on the hill.
Up on the hill, that we used to call the Hippie Hill. Wow, man.
On a big celebration.
And that's the 50th, to celebrate that 50th anniversary.
Well, we celebrating all year.
Okay.
We celebrating the 50th anniversary
all
whole year.
For 2021. Because the station opened up in 1971.
Right.
So the whole year.
The whole year we celebrate.
This is just a summer fiesta that we doing this coming Saturday at the Miller Outdoor Theater.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now, through the years of the 32 years that you have been working there at KTSU, how many, just off by hand, no, you don't have to be accurate, how many station managers and program directors have you worked up under, Ricky?
Well, this is my second program director and my sixth general manager.
You mean to tell me y'all changed general manager quicker than y'all will program director?
Well, not really. I mean, they last as long as they can, I guess.
Okay. So
I've always liked being behind the music. I'm never careful, you know.
Yeah, right. That's the way we always have been, Ricky. You know, when I say we, that means me, you, and Don, Sam, and the people that was raised around Rick, because Rick kept us around a little shuttle.
Right.
You know, him and Boogaloo, they huddled us up. They didn't want us to get outside that circle.
Right.
Because they knew that circle was a bunch of backstabbers and politics and things that they felt like we were too young to start trying to deal with, because it would probably discourage our career.
Right.
In doing what we was doing. That's the way I looked at it.
Yeah.
Because Rick Roberts and Boogaloo George, they kept all that away from us.
Right.
We didn't have to deal with all of that.
Right.
So when and I can see the way you and Don carry yourselves and the longevities that y'all have been on the air. That, you know, and I can also say that for Paris, because Paris Healy have always been a good friend of mine.
And you know what? I have to say happy birthday to Paris Healy, and thank you, Paris Healy, for letting me stand over your shoulder and watch you play music back in the day at KCOH.
You know, and I also was one of his proteges.
Yeah.
People always thought, well, I'll come from KYK. No, I came from Paris Healy first. And then I went to Bobby Earl. And then I went to Boogaloo and Rick Roberts.
Okay.
But when it all started, it started with Paris Healy over there at 5011 Alameda. That's why I knew when Paris was working there, Mr. Meekum was still living. That's why I know Mike Patrizio was a bookkeeper.
Right. Okay.
when I started going over to KCOH working with Paris, it was the time Wash Allen had just got that job to work in the morning because Chuck Holloway had did something stupid out there in the Bayou de Ville with some baby in a garbage can.
Right. I remember that too.
Right.
Yep.
Boy. And that's when I started hanging around KCOH and Paris and Johnny B.
The man on fire.
Yeah.
Johnny B.
Johnny B.
Boy, you talking about somebody that worked that drive time? Ooh.
Yeah, Johnny B. And so Paris have always been the kind of person that always helped us get in the radio or helped us. If he seen us having the desire, he would let us sit on his show.
Right.
You know, I have to give him that really props, man, and how much he really helped me. Even when I got on the air, him and King B and Gigi would always give me a lot of support.
And see, you mentioned King B. King B, Clifton Smith, is the one that encouraged me to keep trying, that I would end up on the radio.
You know, and that's amazing, man.
Yeah, he really encouraged me, you know, to keep on keeping on. You know, because one day I went to his house and he was listening to Jesse Belvin, you know, the Mr. Easy album, and he wanted to know how did I know about Jesse Belvin. Well, you know, I've always been one. Well, and then Rick enhanced it to know about the music you playing, know about the people that make the music. You know something about their history. I mean, we were taught to know all of that and always keep up.
Well, you know, the thing about it, Ricky, you came in that era that, like I always would say, the transferring from AM to FM, and we go right now as we talk. Another transition is trying to take place of people trying to take the place of FM, trying to take the place of FM with internet.
Yeah.
You know. Today is so many platforms of music.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. You can download music on your phone. You can listen to music on the computer. You got places like YouTube, and you got other places like Pandora. All of these places are platforms that people can listen to without hearing a bunch of talking and commercials.
Right. Well, my thing is, you don't have to do a lot of lip service to be a great radio personality.
Okay.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to do all the lip service.
Well, you know who told me
play
that?
the music.
And that's the reason why my program always was #1. Because I didn't do all that talking.
Nope, you don't have to.
I flowed with music. And what Rick always taught me, play hits.
You gotta play hits. No B-sides.
None of this wannabe hits. None of these turntable hits. Play hits where people are buying them. And that's what kept me flowing as #1, because I always expressed I do less talking and play more music.
Right.
And that's what people want to hear.
Yeah, exactly what they want to hear.
You know, and to see, Ricky, how much that you have meant to the Houston community and the KTSU, I just want to say thank you, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.